Nincompoops podcast. Is me, your host Paul, along with my co-host Jeffrey, friend Kenny, Dean,
Hi.
and Jim.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hello.
Episode 5, right here.
We're all gonna die.
We're all gonna die. That's probably gonna be like the theme of this episode, or maybe not.
Yeah.
But at least for right now, it feels like it.
This is unintentionally our last podcast, possibly.
Possibly. Slight, roll the dice.
The world's on
Yeah.
fire. Pandemic going on. 2020 has been an amazing year. If you like everything going to shit.
Yeah.
My
favorite. Lightning for first. Some people who have lived there for 45 years have said like this is the first time I've ever seen a lightning/thunderstorm like to this level, and because of that, we have fires all over the place, including fire tornadoes. Believe it or not, for those who are not in the area.
Yeah, normally
Great stuff.
whenever we do get like thunder or lightning, it's like little bits, like one or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've definitely heard them before in the past, but definitely not to the extent where it felt like some guy was just like rolling out their garbage cans for a collection day, doing it multiple times throughout the night in quick succession.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I actually missed it because I had work. I think didn't it happen around 4 a.m. around here?
was on
Yeah,
weekends.
it came early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually slept through it without knowing it happened, and I woke up to all the news about it. I'm like, oh, wow, that's new.
I was awake. I thought
It woke me up.
honestly, at first, I thought it was some fucking pervert taking pictures but left the flash on. And I was like, who the fuck? Who's taking pictures at like 4 a.m. in the morning?
You only
with the
saw
flash on.
like the lightning. You didn't hear the thunder.
No.
Oh,
What?
I heard thunder.
That's crazy.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
I definitely heard the thunder.
Yeah, the biggest thunder, the scariest one was at 4 in the morning, 4:10ish.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by like it was scary?
You compared throughout that whole morning between that 4 in the morning and like 6:30 in the morning. It was the loudest, and it rumbled the window, and you can feel the ground or the air, like the sky. You can feel the violent shaking, the vibration.
Well,
I didn't
Jeffrey,
feel that.
well, Jeffrey jokes on them. I didn't feel shit, so that was a pussy shit. Come on, bring on the big ones.
Oh, shit.
All I heard was the thunder. I saw like the flashes, like even though my curtains were all closed because it was like nearing morning. The sun's coming out earlier. I still saw the flashes despite my closed curtains. It wasn't scary. It was just annoying as hell.
Yeah, because it keeps flashing. It's like, why?
It keeps flashing. Yeah, I was like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to sleep,
Same
and it's hard
here.
enough already with this heat.
Same here. But yeah, the fires are fucking going wild this year.
Yeah, I heard. Like, I think Kenny mentioned the fires because I didn't hear about them, and he was like, "Oh, there's a fire." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I'll Google it," and I saw like a whole bunch of different news about fires, but in like several different counties in California. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And so it's not just a fire; it's like fires. And then Kenny said, "Yeah, there's also fire tornadoes." I'm like, "Oh, cool." Is this like the apocalypse or something? Because everything's happening at once: the lightning storm, the fires. Like, Kenny said something about like a potential earthquake coming in soon. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what, if that happens, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I saw an article about how the how our earthquake fault what is it called, whatever it's called,
San
like
San
Andreas.
Andreas.
it has like one big earthquake every X amount of years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like it's supposed to be like this upcoming week or something like that.
it's
There
like
was an
over-
earthquake
it's
actually this
overdue,
week.
isn't it? Or I don't know the details, but I keep hearing it's like it's overdue.
Apparently, it was supposed to happen like maybe 20 years ago, and how it works. I don't know much about
Geographic.
geography. No, it's not geography. It's the
Geology.
Geology. There you go. I'm a fucking idiot, dude. Geology is that I hear that when the plates like do like earthquakes, it kind of relieves some of the pressure, so that when you get regular earthquakes, it's like they're smaller ones, but they're regular, so it kind of bounces out. But when there's no earthquake for a really long time, the pressure adds up and adds up and adds up, and then whenever the next earthquake happens, it's gonna be bigger than the last one. And since we're overdue by like at least a decade or maybe even two, maybe even longer. I heard about this in high school, and high school was like almost a decade ago,
Yeah.
and like, it was far overdue even then. And now we're in the 20th or not the second decade of the 21st century,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
it still hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, we're overdue for a big one, but we've been.
Yeah.
Last year, when I took my classes, I took. I think it was geology or physical geography, but we learned about earthquakes, and
Mhm.
every morning we would see a map of where has earthquake occurred in California. So we do have small ones, small earthquakes, but we are overdue for a big one.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird because like I think how it works is that the earthquakes trigger more earthquakes. So like if the small earthquakes happen, it can potentially lead to the big one hitting us. But it's also kind of good if it keeps giving us like small ones because it relieves the pressure of the vault, and then it makes it so that the earthquakes that will come won't be as bad. But as long as we don't get earthquakes like ever, not even the small ones, then when it does happen, it's gonna be catastrophic.
I mean, once it does happen, I'm willing to bet money it's going to happen this year, just with the direction this entire year has been going for us,
It is.
just for
Yeah.
everyone in general. Like,
It is
if
gonna be the bingo book for September. A big earthquake. I'm gonna bet.
there's
my
going to
money.
be a cataclysmic event tied to an earthquake, this is like the perfect year for that. Just 'cause.
Yeah.
Scary.
I
I want to
mean,
hear it.
it's 2020. 2020. Why wouldn't it happen? If it didn't,
Yeah.
if it does happen, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's
I'd
gonna
like-
be the bingo book for September. Earthquakes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bet my money on it.
Bingo, right there.
Making a guess, or you have actually like looked into some people that researched about it?
I am making a guess.
Okay.
And then for
Yeah, it's
October,
like that little
Monsters
bingo
comes
spot.
out. Godzilla
Yeah.
comes out from the.
Yeah, like as long as we continue living here, it's just gonna happen at some point. Like
Yeah.
even if we move out, it's gonna hit our families here, our friends. Some people we know are gonna be affected by earthquakes in the state. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then I'm guessing for November, the turkeys have had it, and they're gonna start murdering us all.
I mean, that's fine. I barely eat turkey anyway, even during
Yeah,
like
me too. I prefer ham.
Turkey is the worst
for chicken.
meat of the big ones that we commonly eat in America. It is incredibly dry. It's not like chicken where it's like, oh, it fills you and then it stays all right, and then like, you can be really flexible with it. With turkey, just no matter how you cook it, it's gonna be dry as hell. And yeah, I'm not a fan of turkey, especially turkey bacon and stuff like that.
Well,
Is like turkey like healthier to eat, or is it just like
Generally, white meat is healthier to eat.
Yeah,
So
it is
chicken
lean.
and turkey is good for you, compared to red meat like pork or beef. But
I like.
makes sense?
I would much rather eat purely chicken than turkey, or a mix of both, because chicken is just better in every
Chicken
way.
is just better, yeah. It's
Yeah.
all around.
This
That's
guy,
why for Thanksgiving.
this guy in our
fuck
chat
turkey.
says that he likes turkey.
Well,
That's
he also
That's a liar.
he also likes pineapple on pizza, so I'm not gonna trust his opinion on that.
Ooh, dang.
Burn.
I know the pineapple on pizza thing is like sort of a meme, and a lot of people say they don't like it, but they don't really give a reason for not liking it, like except for saying like it's just not right.
No, they give plenty of reason, like the fact that they don't believe that the sweet taste of the pineapple mixes very well with the salty meat or cheese with the pizza. So that's usually it. The flavors just don't go together, and a lot of people think the same way. So
Okay.
I don't know the statistics on how many people eat what or think it's good, how many people think it's bad, but
Yeah, you tell us,
It's like-
viewers.
it's like a civil war.
Because I could believe when people say like they don't like the sweetness, because I personally myself don't like sweet things in general, especially when it comes to like pineapple on pizza. Like that taste just turns me off.
Yeah.
But I'm just not into sweets in general. But I know a lot of people are into sweets. So I'm not sure if like people are just saying like, oh yeah, I just don't like the mixture of sweet and salty when it comes to my pizza, or is it just like people just do it for the meme of just not liking pineapple on pizza?
I mean, it's definitely a meme to an extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like to me, it's just like imagine if you're eating a chocolate sundae or something, and then someone's like, "Hey, you should add bacon to that." You'd be like, "What the fuck?" Because if pineapple pizza were to never exist, and then someone on Earth is like, "Hey, what if we just put pineapple on it?" We'd be like, "What the fuck? What is wrong with you? That's fucking ain't right, dog."
I mean, we more or less do that right now, anyways.
Yeah, we do that now anyway. But then, like, imagine if it was never a thing up to this point, and then randomly, Jeffrey was like, "Hey, let's add pineapple." We would all be like, "Jeffrey, that's disgusting," Like,
I was bound to happen sooner or later, anyway.
yeah.
You're gonna say something, Nick?
No, I was gonna
What?
say something stupid, but.
Well, I mean, a lot of what we say is stupid. So.
The title of our podcast is stupid.
Does that mean like, chocolate pretzels? You catch my drift? Because it still has the saltiness, and then you add the chocolate with the sweetness.
I think it's because for that the chocolate overpowers the saltiness of the pretzel, so that when you eat a chocolate pretzel, you're mostly eating it for the chocolate. But then the pretzel does give like a slight like contrast to it, but it's not as powerful as like the savory saltiness of the meat and cheese versus the sweetness of the pineapple.
Yeah.
On top of that.
I don't know if I ever had like a chocolate pretzel before. I've always had just like those straight up normal ass pretzels.
They do exist.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yogurt pretzels exist. Those aren't too bad actually. But
I think the only pretzels I eat is like those small pretzel bites that's covered in like almonds or something.
Almonds.
I've never heard of that.
I've
Oh, like
never
the pretzel sticks?
Yeah,
Or no?
kind of.
Oh.
No, it's like from like well, what's that? Auntie On pretzels. They sell these like mini pretzel bites, and then they're like covered in nuts.
I mean, I probably had those while I was working security, just because like it had the most bang for my buck. Because like each chip bag was like, it's like good, but it's not enough to justify paying like $1.25, I think was it, for the chips. So like, it's probably the most I could get for this. Just buying those pretzels, like, just to keep myself awake because of like graveyard shift.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the days.
As a kid, one time I was at the cafeteria at my elementary school, and then I got how they give you like the one snack you can get, so I got the pretzel, which was like nothing else, and then the guy who was like checking me out, or not checking me out, but the guy at the end.
Hey, what's up?
The guy that fucking like make sure that's you that's fucking getting the food, not someone else.
Is this
he happens to not be homosexual to my knowledge, but then again, he was also a kid, so who knows? But he was like, hey, you should get some ranch with those pretzels, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I got some ranch, and I dipped the pretzels into the ranch. I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. But I think as an adult, I probably wouldn't like it though.
I don't remember this.
That's because you didn't.
All I remember is the lunch ladies just giving us our food, and then we just go all the way to the end. We do our little payment thing, and then we go eat.
Yeah, but it was okay. I think as an adult, I wouldn't like it though. But yeah,
it was like
implementing something else, Jim.
I think that guy was like fucking 9 years old. I don't think he was implying anything.
That's what you think.
Yeah, that's true. So, some kids are like really sexual at an early age. But then, as you can tell from my story, which you guys can check out on episode 2 of our podcast on YouTube and Twitch, I didn't really get into any of that stuff as I was older. So I guess I was like a little late. But
yeah, he's a little late bloomer.
Yeah.
Bloomer?
Boomer are old people.
So us, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. Late bloomer.
Yeah, I never really got to experience that lunch that I see in movies, because I save up my money
Our American lunch for kids, the shit we ate was pretty terrible, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's
They're
trash.
pretty bad. Like the thing I liked most in the cafeteria when I was a kid was the I'm not sure if you guys ever got it, but it was crackers, the string cheese, and the yogurt. And I like that because like it was just regular stuff, not fucking the trash that it was pre-made and heated up for us to eat at the cafeteria.
My friend used to give me their apples, the bagged apples, and that was like the shit right there for me when I was younger.
Those apples were either hit or miss for me. Sometimes they were good, but most of the time they're like very soft. I feel. I hate.
Yeah.
My favorite.
I do hate the mushy texture.
This feels like old.
Yeah.
It either feels like baby food or old people food to me.
But like I didn't eat lunch. That was my lunch, so I'll eat it just to like stay awake for afternoon classes.
At your guys' school, was the PB&J sandwich the thing that no one got? It was like the thing you got if nothing else was there that you liked.
I stayed hungry.
Like the Smucker's fucking no crust shit.
No, I didn't eat
Yeah.
that.
The round one, right?
Yeah, the round one. I think it was Smucker's, right?
Yeah, Smuckers.
Yeah, like I got that if there was like nothing else I liked. I was like, I guess I get this.
Yeah,
But,
that would
yeah.
be. I would get that.
Yeah, I can't really.
All
I
I-
didn't really eat lunch.
I remember back in elementary school, I would like try to take like extra hot Cheetos.
Ooh, hot Cheetos.
Yeah,
Dude,
so-
if you
so I'd
had
wear, like a hoodie
Yeah.
with the pouch in the center and then I just grab like 2 bags, put it in there, and then it's like, see if anyone will notice.
Or, like,
dude, some
Fake
people,
hot Cheetos.
yeah. Dude, if you had your own hot Cheetos though, you were like the coolest kid on the block, man.
Yep.
Yeah, but you don't
I-
get to eat it, bro. They just like, can I get some? And you're just like,
Yes.
fine.
You
But
become
yeah, big ass family bag size.
an elite amongst peasants if you have hot Cheetos.
You gotta bring the big bag, and you still didn't get to eat it.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I remember those days.
Why would people bring those like giant ass bags of hot Cheetos?
Because they knew people would want them.
Flexing.
And
it
flexing.
flex?
It's for clout,
Is it,
bro.
is it just a power move? Just like, hey,
Yeah,
I
it's a power
I have
move.
these.
Yeah. It's like
in the schools in our area, if I remember correctly, there was a trend going on. If you notice, if you remember, the kids would always eat hot Cheetos, and their drinks would be Gatorade. Like, we don't know why, but that's just the combo.
That's just how it was. Yeah, I remember that too.
Some
Oh, you guys had
Gatorades.
we didn't even have Gatorade.
Gatorade.
We just had orange juice and apple juice and milk and chocolate milk. Chocolate milk.
Are we talking about like elementary school still? Because I
Oh.
feel that the Gatorade.
Oh yeah, in middle school,
Middle school.
Gatorades were everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, elementary. I got-
Elementary
Dude,
school, it was like milk cartons or orange juice or apple juice.
I wasn't in this in the States. I wasn't even in America.
In my middle school, they actually banned Gatorades my second year of middle school. So we never. So the first year, I'm younger than you guys, so I'm not sure it happened across the middle schools in the district. But in my middle school, which was the different one from the one, I think I'm the only one who went to a different middle school than all you guys, right?
I went to like 3 different
oh,
middle schools.
Yeah, you were
Different
too.
one.
Not to
Okay.
flex or anything.
Dean and Kenny went to the same middle school
So I'm
Last
alone
year,
in
yeah.
this school, right?
last year. Oh yeah.
So I'm not sure is it the same district as like across the district or just in my school, but we didn't have Gatorade the second year because they're like, hey, it has a lot of sugar. It's basically one of the worst things you can drink, so we're gonna ban it, so you guys can't drink it or buy it from us at least. And we didn't have it the second year, so we had to drink like water or whatever, like peasants.
Drink
think-
water like
I
peasants.
think if I remember correctly, for us, it was a vending machine
I think
by
so.
the gym. I think.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Didn't they get rid of Gatorades there too?
No.
No, this is middle school. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember it always being there.
Yeah.
No, I remember they banned it at my middle school too. They took away soda, Gatorade. They put in light sugar, or was it called diet or zero? So
Yeah. For us. it
Then
was-
again,
it was in the
if they
vending
banned it at Jim's middle school, they may have done it at ours because we're like a couple years older than Jim.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
So
sure we're all.
when you guys were in middle school, you guys definitely had the Gatorades and shit. But then when I became an 8th grader, they took away all the Gatorades, all that shit too, or all that shit. Oh yeah.
Bro, my 6th grade middle school was lit because they had slushies, and they used to sell slushies. You know the triangle Minute Maids that are frozen?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they sell those.
Oh yeah.
They sold those too, and they had like cup of noodles to sell. That was lit.
Yeah, I found that strange because my middle school sold fucking brownies and cookies and fucking ice cream and all that shit. But then like snow cones and all that shit too. And snow cones is one of the worst things you can eat, by the way, because the fucking thing they put over it's literally just fucking like syrup.
Yep.
It's full of sugar, like incredible amounts of sugar. But then with the Gatorades, they're like, nah, you can't do that. That's bad for you. Like, what the fuck? Like, there's like no consistency.
Oh wow. I think that did happen at my middle school too.
Yeah.
But I must say, I think compared between the elementary school, middle school, and high school, I think the best food was in middle school for me. Like I had the chicken rice burrito.
Oh, that was
And it was like $1.25. It was so filling and it was like delicious.
Yeah. My 7th grade middle school. I think they sold chimichangas.
Hey.
Those,
Oh yeah. The El Monterey.
nah.
No?
Is it El Monterey? Yeah.
Or is it by like
No, it is El Monterey though.
okay.
Yeah, the chimichangas. Though that was my lunch for 7th grade. And then usually we played basketball, so it's like once a week that I'll get lunch, and usually it was like the short day because we don't really have time to play basketball.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What you guys do in break and recess back when you guys were younger?
Elementary or
Elementary or middle school, or whichever you guys want to share.
for middle school, I just played basketball. You can even
Did you do that for
What's
high school too, right? You did that for high school too for a little
the
bit.
first year of high school, yeah. You can even ask Kenny because after me and Kenny would have I think it was break after our English class, right? I would go straight up to the basketball courts and play basketball for a break, and then play basketball again for lunch.
You know, I was pretty sad, man, when they changed from recess to break. That shit broke my heart, bro. Because for elementary school for recess and lunch and shit, I used to play soccer with Mexican kids. And that's how I got good at the game. Like I just learned from them. I was just like, oh, okay, that's how you do it. And eventually got better and better. And now I'm better than your average pickup soccer player. Or I think actually I'm probably rusty as hell now, so that's probably not the case. But and then middle school, they're like, oh yeah, you don't get recess, you get break. I'm like, oh, what do? Nothing. You just fucking sit around. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's lame. That's bullshit. What the fuck?
I mean, you could do the same thing as you did during recess.
But there's not a gathering. There wasn't a gathering for soccer anymore, man.
Yeah.
Like there was the basketball kids, but then there's no soccer kids.
I mean, you could have just made it though.
It takes more than one person to make it, man. I wasn't like a leader. I wasn't like, everyone, let's gather up. Let's fucking play soccer. Woo! You know, it's just.
You could have been.
You could have been though. There's like no rules against like no soccer, only basketball.
Yeah, but there was no like. If there was a soccer group, there would have been one. So I was like, oh, okay. I guess that's it. All right.
Yeah, man.
Maybe everyone else was afraid to start one, and then
They were waiting
if I
on
make
Jim. They were waiting on him. That's
Yeah. So I didn't get to play much soccer, man, until high school when we did our 3-ball soccer thing.
Yeah, moose
That
soccer.
was lit as fuck, bro. I was like, 3 balls? Hell yeah, bro. This is my time.
No, it was really fun. It was 35 against 35.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that amount of people and 3 balls on the field. It's like,
Yeah.
go have fun.
Yeah, that's why the other kids in RTC was so easy to beat because they didn't play soccer for shit. I was like, fuck, dude, this is my shit right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the downside is that when we played against other schools, our school sucked ass. So I was like,
this was the best, like the fun one.
Yeah, that's for sure. But anyway, what did you guys do during elementary and middle school for break/recess? Kenny, Jeff, Paul, me, you guys.
I remember elementary school. I hung out with the people who had the giant bags of hot Cheetos.
He was one of those kids. Hey,
You were where the bags were.
I knew like when one person would tell me like, hey, that person has a big bag of hot Cheetos. We should go hang out with them. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's get some hot Cheetos.
Were Mama Noodles everything for you guys?
yes, they were.
In more of in middle school.
Yeah.
For me.
Okay, it was a thing during like late elementary for me. It was like the crushed up Mama Noodles and shit.
Oh, that was like
That,
elementary
that was
for me.
that for me. That was elementary school.
Yeah.
Same. Elementary
Like,
and middle
even
school.
like the crunched up cup of noodles too, as well.
Yeah. I didn't like the cup of noodles one, but I like the mama noodles.
Yeah, for me it was just the Mama Noodle one in my
yeah,
school.
Mama noodles.
Wasn't even mama noodles. It was something random.
I was like at my first elementary school before I moved to the one I met Kenny at.
Let's see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For me in elementary school, I used to play tag, basketball, and a little bit of soccer. Or I'd be running. I think I'd be like sprinting and racing against a friend. Yeah, but then in middle school, I hung out with fobs in my first year. I mean, they're nice people. Don't get me wrong. um,
But it's like you can connect with them, right?
yeah, but I don't know. I just fit in, and then in 8th grade, I like legit started playing with my Xbox friends. Like I kid you not, like that's how we met. Or we met somewhere, and then we became friends, and on Xbox. So that's who I hung out with. I hung out with like eight, nine Xbox players, including myself. So it's like 10. So that's what I mainly did. Just hung out with them.
Yeah, at my first elementary school, I think it was like way more eventful than the one I went to during 5th grade. During my first elementary school, I think we did things like play marbles, played like Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, Beyblade.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
I
What?
didn't-
Oh, Beyblade. Yeah.
I didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh. I just watched my friends play Yu-Gi-Oh and have no
yeah.
fun. I remember the Beyblades. I remember the marble phase, or like bet marbles,
No, I
fishes
that.
and stuff.
Oh god.
I remember the Bionicle phase.
I never got there.
No, Bionicle was a thing. Beyblade was a thing, dude. You're actually like bringing back
Beyblade.
memories for me.
Yeah, all of those things were a thing for my year because we were. I'm 2 years younger than them, so we didn't have the same, all that. And the only thing that we didn't have was marbles. Like we never had marbles in my schools.
Yeah.
I remember. I think my grade year, like people playing with marbles, and then they started throwing it at each other, and that's when we weren't allowed to have marbles at them.
Yeah, no, I don't think we had any issues with that. I think it just eventually just died out in popularity for like the next
Yeah.
phase of stuff.
Were you guys there for the tech deck?
Yeah,
That was
Tech
Little
deck.
middle school.
miniature skateboards. I think that was like elementary for me.
That
So
was
middle school for you guys. Yeah.
it was like later years, or like probably my last year of elementary school, but it's definitely during middle school.
Yeah, those are also in.
Hmm
I think yo-yos were in for a little bit, but they died pretty quickly. I think that was like mostly like a very early 2000s thing that we
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
didn't-
I remember yo-yos. I think
Yeah.
most of the yo-yos just popped up just because like we had a school assembly and some guy came and gave a presentation in the cafeteria like with the yo-yos and stuff. Like, ooh.
The only trick I know is walk the dog.
The only trick I know is up and down. That's it. Not even a trick. It's just basic yo-yo. Oh man, shit! This is bringing back a lot of memories.
No.
I forgot.
Yeah.
really.
a bit of nostalgia.
Yeah. Speaking of elementary school, was there any? Did you guys ever make your own like weird snack combinations as a kid?
It was the chocolate sundae and fries. When you dip the fries on a chocolate sundae.
I never made that.
I mean, Frosty copied it, or like Frosty, Wendy's. They have the Frosty in their fries. They kind of do the same thing.
The only combination I remember during middle school. Oh shit! I almost fell back in my chair. The only thing I remember was like just doing clam chowder and French fries. And that was it. That was just me personally. I was not. I was not very, very explorative with food combinations.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, me neither. But in elementary, whenever we had those class parties and stuff where I would bring like sodas and chips and cupcakes and all that shit, I used to pour different sodas together like I was a bartender or some shit.
Yeah.
Fucking gross.
Bro, little fun fact. I went to a private school in the Philippines, and
Mhm.
you can buy soda. They give you like a cup, and the soda machine's like right next to it. I used to like press everything besides water, and then and then drink it because I don't know. I thought it was cool.
I also added Skittles. You ever do that? You ever add Skittles to the soda?
Yeah.
Hey, that's what's up, dude.
One time.
Skittles.
Yeah. Usually,
Yeah.
I usually use it on Sprite.
Yeah, same here, dude.
Yeah. See.
Hey, great minds, man. Great
Yeah,
minds.
great minds think
Without
alike.
choking.
What?
How do you drink that without choking? Does it
Yeah.
just like
You just don't choke. You just make sure you feel the Skittles before you swallow. You know.
Jeffrey? What?
How do you drink through these, Paul?
How do I
you
drink?
drink?
You drink it in like small.
Hey,
you
small
drink it in
sips.
small amounts. You take little sips, dude.
This,
Yeah.
is, this is like part of the reason why I don't drink like boba with my boba tea or whatever. I just
Yeah.
have it
How
without.
about when do you drink drinks with the ice in it? You know,
Mhm.
same thing.
I mean, are you doing with like a straw or without a straw?
Me personally, without a straw.
Yeah.
Without a straw?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you do it without a straw, then wouldn't it make it like more likely you're gonna like choke on a Skittle?
Now, if you take small sips.
You use your teeth to fucking make the hole smaller so the liquid will pass through, but then the Skittles won't.
That
Or,
just
or,
sounds,
or
that,
ice or anything.
that just sounds.
How big do
unfun.
you think my lip is, Paul? Like when I take
Yeah.
a sip.
I mean, I don't do it with like biting down. I just like do it.
He's not like going like chomp, chomp, chomp on the fucking cup, bro.
No, because then I have to be careful. I have to think while I'm drinking. And I don't want to think while I'm drinking. I just want to drink.
It's not thinking. It's just reflex.
sipping.
That's all it is.
It's
That's-
sipping.
It's just reflex.
Well, that's an uncomfortable reflex for me. I don't like that.
That's
Do you
funny.
just like you just go when you drink shit? Okay?
It's like a vacuum. It doesn't stop.
He's just
Like, I'm
inhaling.
like fine with ice, just because like ice is like so big that you have to purposely like open your mouth wide to get like ice inside.
Unless you do crushed ice, which does, a lot of places do have that.
Crushed ice, but it's never like small enough where.
But Skittles aren't that big either. They're tiny.
Yeah, they're tiny. Exactly, that's the point.
But
So,
they're
they're
not
tiny-
tiny, but not tiny enough to the point where it will just like zoom through like with the rest of the water or the
Yeah,
soda.
but they're like kind of like the perfect size to like choke on, though, in my opinion.
but Skittles aren't buoyant, so they sink all the way
They
to the
sink?
bottom. Yeah, they
Oh.
sink.
Yeah. And then they also color your soda.
Yeah, they color your soda in that flavor. Like,
I
that
mean,
was
you
like-
already colored your soda with the 20 other like soda flavors you guys already put.
But if you're just doing Sprite, then it'll
Yeah.
color the Sprite.
Yeah, you're right.
it's like lean, but it doesn't
Yeah.
kill you.
What color does that even like?
Again, I wouldn't do it now as an adult, but as a kid, that was the shit.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know. That's maybe it's because I am an adult. That's weird. But I think even when I was a kid, I thought that was weird.
Well, maybe you were just a weird kid.
No, I think I was a normal kid.
I don't know.
you,
I was a normal human being.
you bullied a kid for fun, bro. I don't think
Oh,
that's just a
yeah.
normal
That-
human
that's
being.
not normal. Come on, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just because you get that power trip. All right, that's
funny as
normal.
fuck.
Everyone gets drunk on power at some point.
Not enough power to just fucking bully a kid, though.
Mhm.
Where you give them PTSD, man.
Yeah.
Right? I think he grew up fine. I think. I'm
I
sure.
don't
No.
think so.
Yeah.
He still talks to his therapist to this day. He's
Yeah,
a big man. Paul Ook, he took my lunch money. He dragged me after he took my lunch money.
and look, all right. I was often bullied as a kid, and I think just because, like, since I had that power, like, I could inflict it on someone else. I didn't think long and hard on it. I just
See,
did. it.
you could have stopped the chain of bullying, but you kept it going.
We kept
I
the cycle.
I could have. But no, that's just how chains. That's how chains work.
Paul's like, now that you've been bullied, it's time for you to be the bully.
Mm-hmm.
Then that kid bullied some other kid,
Yeah.
and then
The cycle continues.
Probably. I mean, no one told me not to.
I mean, not gonna lie, we did gang up on somebody in 7th grade.
Yeah.
See, I'm not the only one. At least I didn't gang up on people. I just
Well, that's
myself.
because one, he pushed me and I got hurt in during our PE class, and then once I talked to like my old friends and Ron, they're like, all right, after school, they didn't like him either, so they were like, all right, after school we're gonna beat him up, and then we did. We beat him up at a park. Not gonna lie, that was something else.
that's the thrill.
Yeah, it was a thrill, you know. Then after that, it was like, all right, no more.
Were you guys ever in any fights
7
as a kid?
7-1.
Yeah.
Nah, not me.
I think
You
I
just
probably
gave a
was.
story though. You're like, I'm gonna jump this guy.
It wasn't a fight. It was just jumping the guy.
Yeah, that
I guess.
That wasn't a fight. That was a beatdown.
All right. Well, Paul, you.
I don't think so, but I think I may have vaguely gone to one fight, but I don't remember.
I got
Yeah, I
into a
never
fight in
started.
kindergarten. That was it.
I never
It
saw
was
it.
something dumb too.
Not in school.
I remember
Not school,
Jeffrey and I
but-
sparred like a couple
Outside?
times freshman year.
What?
I think Jeffrey and I sparred a couple times freshman year.
Oh, that's not a fight. Though. You're not. You know.
I know.
You're not
Yeah.
trying to beat the shit out of them. You're just like friendly competition.
But I think that's when I got into was like, I think it was like 7th, 8th grade, one of those middle school years. And then it was only because my other friend got in a fight, so I was like, I guess I was like, all right, time to help you out, bud. And then I went in, and then he fucked up. He ripped off the guy's piercings, and I fucking did.
Damn.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't remember you
Yeah,
telling me that.
ripping off piercing. That hurts.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen one in person, but there's like
It sounds
videos.
painful.
Out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sounds bloody.
Because you know how it
Yeah,
feels
so-
like your skin getting, like, caught into
Mhm.
something.
You were there, Paul?
What do you
Paul
mean
was
there?
there.
He said that was bloody. He said you were
It
there.
was Paul's earring that got ripped off.
No, I wasn't there. Just imagine like an earring or like any piercing getting ripped off.
Yeah. It was
It
very
sounds
violent.
bloody. Like, I don't need to be there to imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. I'm just kidding.
Nah. I
Well-
remember thinking like having like an earring would be cool. I remember thinking like at some point during middle school, like, oh yeah, I'd like to have like an
piercings.
earring, and a piercing, but more specifically, just like an earring on like one ear. And that was before I heard.
Gotta be the right ear.
Yeah, apparently I learned later on that apparently like, oh, that just means you're gay or something. I was like, what?
No, if you only get
Or
one
both.
on, I forgot which ear it was. It made you like gay.
Yeah. One of the ears was like the gay ear.
Didn't we try, Jim? Didn't we try to Google this and they gave us like two answers?
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Yeah.
So me and Dean has talked about this before, where we were like, hey, which ear is it? Where if you put one earring on the ear, it's gay, and then we searched it up, and then we're like, oh, okay, here's the answer, and then there's two answers, and we're like, okay, and then one of them was like, it's the left ear, and then the one says it's the right ear. I'm like,
And we just like,
What?
yeah, we give up.
what? These are definitely
Yeah.
conflicting answers,
I
like
mean, honestly, it's dumb in hindsight now. Now that it's 2020, it's just like, look, if you want to put like one earring on, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make you gay. Just whatever, dude. But
yeah, but back then it was like the
back
code.
then,
Yeah.
back then it was like the code. I think the code was whatever like your school thought it was, or whatever the kids around your school thought it was.
I think
Yeah.
having two earrings too back in the day, it means you were gay as well.
See, this is just shows how bullshit these rules are.
I know.
Yeah, pretty-
You can't have one earring on your one ear because you could be gay, but you're not
Like-
gay. So it's like
It's like gay in like one city and then not gay in the other city, but the other ear is gay in that
what do
city.
you want
It's
me
like
to do? Like,
not. I guess you just don't pierce your ears.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that's the only solution. Like,
That's
I
the
don't want
only
to
solution.
misunderstand. I don't.
But sometimes you just want to put on an earring, just like I think it looks cool. Why can't that just be the option? Why do I have to be like a homosexual about it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Unless they wear a shirt that says "I don't like penis."
Maybe. But then someone's gonna point out like, "Oh, your shirt says penis," but like, my shirt says, "I don't like penis." Well, it still says penis.
So it means you're gay. Damn it!
Damn! You got me.
I know, man. Those rules, those made up rules we had as kids were so dumb.
I know.
Yeah, they really were.
You think those same rules still exist today with
Probably.
I can see it.
Probably some other way.
Yeah.
some other way, or you think it's probably more intelligent just because like it's the internet?
I don't know. I mean, in our area, it's like really different because we're in the Bay Area, which is one of the most diverse areas in the country, and people here are really accepting of people being gay. So like if you're like I'm gay, people are like I don't give a shit. Whereas in if you say I'm gay and then you're in like the South, they're like, oh, what? You gay? Well, send our son to conversion therapy because we can't have no gays loving penis motherfucker in this house.
Well, I think it also depends whether or not if you live in like a big city or a capital city or a state capital city or not. Because I feel like even like in a lot of like southern states, like as long as you like live in a city, it's pretty progressive, pretty leftist.
Yeah, usually more urban places are more left leaning, and then more rural places are more right leaning. It comes to that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can never say that word. Is it rural? Rural?
No, it's Raul.
Raul?
Yeah.
I just say rural, and I'm just okay with it.
I'll probably use both interchangeably for the rest of my life, and if someone corrects me, they'll correct me.
Yeah, I'll just say Raul, and then everyone's like, "What the fuck are you trying to say?"
Yeah.
Yeah, the only time I ever hear anyone like mention trouble with that word, or when I say it, I don't think about it. The only time I think about it is when someone mentions like they have trouble saying that word. I don't know. It just comes. It sounds
like it's a common word that people fuck up because.
Yeah.
Earl. It's just a 2 R.
Yeah, it's a 2 R. So
quick. Like I know, like I don't have any examples right now, but I know since I'm currently learning French, and then there's like some words where
Oui, baguette spaghetti.
There's like a lot of vowels like right next to each other, and since like some of the vowels are also like, or some of the letters are silent based on the rule, it's like it's hard to say like quickly, and I like the only way I can say this word is like if I say it slowly.
Yeah.
It's like so dumb, but it exists.
That's me speaking Japanese. Like, I gotta say it slow, but then the Japanese workers like really fast. And
yeah.
Like beep boop chotto mate.
Chotto mate kudasai.
Chotto mate kudasai. Moika.
I wonder how the Japanese folks in Japan were the ones that spoke English to a certain extent. When they heard us talk English, they're probably like, "What the fuck? These guys like keep going. They don't stop. It's so fast. They can't keep up."
They're some are actually like amazed that we're speaking fluently.
I wouldn't say fluently. I'd say like.
Yeah, I know, but to them, they think it's fluent, and they're very amazed with it.
With our English?
Yes, but I'm like, nah, you shouldn't be, because this is garbage.
Wait, with our English or with our Japanese? You mean?
Yeah, I was like
English. Our English.
With our English.
We speak English, and then they hear it. They're like, oh wow, this guy's very fluent.
Oh, just because like we're Asian and we know how to speak.
Oh, yeah.
They're like,
I thought you were talking about whenever we tried to speak Japanese to them, like, oh, so fluent.
Oh, when we speak Japanese to them, they think we're fucking kindergartners.
It's like when we hear them speak English.
That I can believe. That makes way more sense than what I was thinking initially. Like, no, there's no way.
Yeah.
Bro, this one time I was trying to tell this Japanese old lady that I was hungry, but it was the only word I know that the only word or phrase I know in Japanese that "I'm hungry" is equivalent to a kindergartner saying "I'm hungry." So I said the phrase, and she fucking died
That's-
laughing. She's like, why is a grown man fucking asking me, "I'm hungry," like a kindergartner? I'm like, all right.
Please. You can probably tell just from your accent.
Maybe she thought it was cute because like she knows you don't speak.
Cute as like, aw,
Like like he's
he's retarded.
He's trying.
yeah, he's trying. So, her perspective as a grandma.
Bro, that's funny. He's like, oh,
see that she's laughing.
this guy thinks he's a fucking kindergartner. How cute.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, that's what it is. Probably she just thinks you're cute.
Bro, she died
No,
laughing.
not a good cute, just like
Yeah,
a pitiful cute.
yeah, like, at least he's trying.
Yeah.
Man, we really need to talk about that someday. Oh, when we have the time to talk about that at length.
Yeah.
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 Now today would have been a good opportunity to talk about the Japan trip, but with the combination of it being late, Jeffrey wanting to go to sleep, and also me having like a headache just from like the heat today.
Yeah.
Oh, YouTube.
Yeah,
Um,
I currently have a headache right now. I think it's maybe because like outside.
I had a headache 2 days ago. It was pretty bad.
Oh, you
Like-
have legs
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it's like a combination of the heat and I think also just like
Yeah, man.
a lot of smoke today. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. One of our chat, Kazuhira Miller 69, is asking, apart from Ron, which of you guys have studied Japonese?
Who's,
What Dashi?
is this someone you know in real life, Dean?
I have no clue who this is.
Well,
Oh.
it's
He knows
Pretty-
Ron.
pretty much Mr. Miller 69. The only ones that like studied Japanese, and by study I mean like just took it as a class in high school, was like me, Dean, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Those were the only ones.
Yeah, Kazuhira Miller 69 says, "Hey Jim, let's get laid."
Well,
Okay, I know who this is.
oh, you already know who it is.
Yeah. It's someone that I think Jeffrey and Kenny knows. Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
we don't know
But-
Paul.
We'll talk about it after the
Yeah.
stream. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeffrey, you only took like 1 year of Japanese, right?
Yeah, only 1 year.
Only
I took
1 year.
2.
I think I
remember.
took it all 4 years of high school, but really, I only remember the stuff from like freshman and sophomore year. Junior and senior year, I was just like, we didn't really learn anything. It's because we had to change a sensei.
Yeah.
Mm.
Highest you took is J3, right?
I took J3, yeah, but it practically felt like a J2 class all over again.
I was salty. My best friend got upgrade to J3 class while I stuck in J2. She stole my buddy, my Japanese butt buddy.
It was just good enough, eh? To move on.
Yeah, funny enough, she said I was gonna go, but then she like, yeah, you're not gonna go, and I was like sad. It was like a promise, and she said, "Fuck you."
I think the standards were like a lot more lax. We
Yeah.
got like a new Japanese
was-
teacher.
It was very lax.
Mhm.
Then she's like, "Fuck you, you're too lazy."
Yeah, I think I could have had an opportunity to move on to like J3 or No, I think I was in J3 to move on to J4, but like I didn't feel like that was good enough. But yeah, it was that class after like Hall Sensei had left was a huge clusterfuck.
Yeah, the new sensei was pretty bad at her job.
Like she was nice, but
Yeah,
not. It was definitely not that structured.
yeah.
I think a combination of her being new and I don't know, I think American students just being assholes and some people just taking that class just for the credit and not to actually learn Japanese.
Yeah.
Terrible. That's sad.
Actually-
It makes the class bad.
I actually signed up for Japanese for my freshman year, but they gave me French instead. And after I took the 1 year of French, my teacher was pretty bad, so I didn't want to take French too. Because even though I passed, I was like, I don't know anything. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start over in a new language because I can't retake that French class. So at that point, people already told me how bad her class was or how bad she was as a teacher. So I was already turned off by it. I was like, oh, at first I wanted to learn Japanese because there was like another Asian language.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, another Asian language, cool. And then, yeah, because of that, I didn't sign up for Japanese for my junior year, so I took Spanish instead. And I ended up with the same teacher, which was fun. So I had the same French teacher and Spanish teacher, and she was equally terrible both times. So that was great.
Yeah.
Oh, did you have the one that taught both languages?
Yes.
Who's
Oh,
that? Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, she was pretty bad.
Yeah. Granted, though, I was asleep most of the classes, but she's still bad. Because, if you can't get attention from me during classes, then that means you failed.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I still passed. But, she was pretty bad at her job. She didn't really take it as seriously. Like, she'll get serious, but on the wrong things.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that learning languages in a classroom setting is like really not that great.
Yeah.
This way,
Yeah.
the structure, the system is for learning languages. Like most of the time, if you want to actually want to learn language, you need like a lot of input. You need to hear like a lot of like native speakers talking. You need to hear a lot of
Absolutely.
like music in that language or movies, and just take it in, just how it sounds, how it's spoken. Because like
Yep.
when we're young, when we're toddlers, when we're like learning how to speak our very first language, we're just having a lot of input. We're just like sitting there, just like listening to everything happen, like 24/7.
Yeah.
And then and we don't normally learn to speak until like we're like 2 or 3 years old, around that time.
Mm-hmm.
And even then,
Yeah.
it's just like a couple words or phrases. And during that entire time, we're not learning like grammar rules or like vocabulary or like structures or any of that stuff. We're just like literally just sitting there and listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I took 2 foreign languages, and it was with the same teacher. But by the time I took the next level of Spanish, I still didn't know shit, so I didn't really get much from that. But pretty much it was just like when I first took French, I expected to learn like just like the basic stuff that helped me develop my grasp of how the language works and functions with the grammar how you say things in what order and all that stuff, and build that up. But instead, what I got instead was they just tossed fucking vocab words at me, and I was just like, okay, this means ice cream, this means sandwich, but like it was just vocab words. It wasn't really helpful for me to learn anything in that
Yeah.
class.
It's just wee baguette spaghetti, and then
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah, just random words. You don't really know how to like structure them together. But
Yeah.
even when they do teach you how to structure them together, it's like it doesn't stay for long, because it's not like trying to memorize vocabulary in your native language, or even like trying to memorize like formulas in math or something like that.
Hmm.
Because then there's millions of words that you have to like know just to communicate in a language, or even more realistically, like a couple thousand words just to be able to like communicate. Because even now, because I've been like learning French for like over a year now, just like doing a lot of self-study, like I finally reached the point where if I'm like watching something and there's like subtitles, not even like English subtitles, just as long as there's like subtitles, like French subtitles, and they're speaking, like I could like follow along. I could like get like 80 to 90% of what they're saying. And that's like after like entire year of just like self-study, just like constantly listening, constantly
Yeah.
getting input, constantly listening to music.
Yeah. In the classroom, it was just like, oh, okay, memorize this phrase and memorize all the words that are in it and what they mean, and then bam, no French. And it's just
Hold
like
on.
it just doesn't work that way.
Hold on
And
a sec. Kazuhira Miller 69 is asking, Kenny, can you speak the language of the Korean Peninsula?
Jesus Christ.
Kenny, do you have an answer for that, sir?
Annyeonghaseyo.
There you go. That's what you get.
That
Onions
sounds
are on
like
sale.
Yeah,
that sounds like
that's how I
great.
learned how to say onion hanseo.
So it's just how language is taught in a classroom setting in school. You're not really meant to like learn it or acquire it as language. It's just more like an elective class for a grade.
Yeah.
Because just learning it from a classroom, like there's like nowhere near enough time to be able to pick it up unless you do actual like constant self-study on your own.
Yeah.
And that's I would argue you had to do that more than just like studying for like a math or a history or a science.
Bro, just watch
Yeah.
anime.
Watch anime, but
Yeah.
do you even? That's like probably good for like some vocab, but that is also questionable because you're not. That's not how native Japanese people would speak.
That is
Yeah.
true.
I've heard
It's like
that.
it's cartoon speak, like the same way you would hear like people in like English dub speak. Like just no one speaks like this in real life.
Yeah.
It's good to like get used to it at first, but it's not completely the best way of
Yeah.
hearing native people speaking. Yeah.
It helps you pronounce the words.
To some extent, yeah. For like, I think like maybe like most of it is just, when just trying to pick up vocab, it's good.
Yeah. But I think
Alright.
speaking wise, yeah, you're just gonna have to learn from like a native
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? Me?
and talk to the
No,
native,
Jeffrey, we didn't mention you at all.
Oh, I thought I heard my name.
Nah, you're drifting off, were you? You
No,
weren't
I heard.
you weren't paying attention.
I don't think we haven't said your name like once.
I just misheard. That's all.
All right. It's no worry.
Alright, Kazuhira Miller 69 is asking, if you guys could dedicate 2 years to learning a second language purely of your own volition, which one would you like to study?
Oh, I'm about to go first.
Are you
I'll go first.
Paul can go last because he's the one that's like Mr. Language.
Oh man, I can't choose between Spanish or Japanese. Japanese because I like Japanese culture. I just like the country as well, you know. But I also think about Spanish because Spanish is much more useful in the United States. So, it's kind of like hard on me to choose.
I think what's more important is whatever excites you the most, or
Yeah.
whatever motivates you the most to learn that language.
No, you're not
You
wrong.
can you can pick whatever is more useful, but if you're not motivated to learn that language, it's like, oh, it's useful, but you're not really into the culture
Mhm.
or anything like that. You're at some point you're just gonna give up and just like, I have better things to do. That's more fun.
No, you're not wrong.
Because like with anything, like if you study something that's like more interesting or you find more fun to do, you have a higher chance of sticking with it longer, as opposed to something like you find dull or boring.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. No, don't get me wrong. I said that it's not like I said I don't enjoy learning Spanish. I do want to learn Spanish. So there's a give right there.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, just in general for people who say like, oh, why are you learning this language? Why don't you learn this instead because it's more useful?
Right,
No,
because you don't have interest in it.
There's definitely people who say like, oh, why are you learning Korean, or why you're learning French, or why you're learning German, or why you're learning Japanese, or like something like, why are you learning like Icelandic? It's like, who's going to speak that? I'm like,
Because I said fuck it.
because I want to. That's why. Should just be the reason.
I'm
Because
doing it
more
for the
people
meme.
just go like, oh, this is more useful, but they're also the same people who are like never really learned a second language either.
Yeah, that's true.
As you see, viewers, Paul's really passionate about languages.
Yeah.
Next, Kenny.
Yeah.
For me, it has to either be Korean or Chinese.
Which
One of
kind of well, like Mandarin or
Cantonese.
Cantonese?
One of the other ones.
Honestly, I haven't even thought about the
Because
two.
Mandarin is the most common.
Is it?
Yeah,
Chinese and Cantonese.
Which
yeah,
one's the
I
traditional
think we
one?
probably do. I
Don't you
think
speak Chinese?
Cantonese is the traditional one, I believe.
Okay.
Cantonese is the one you'll mostly find in like places like Hong Kong.
So it's
Yeah, I
the
think
traditional one.
I think Cantonese is the traditional one, but Mandarin's one that they use internationally. So like that's the one they say the one you should know if you
Yeah.
want to learn Chinese.
Yeah, I think if they know Chinese, everyone knows Mandarin, but not everyone knows Cantonese.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Cantonese speakers, apparently they really like judge people for not knowing Cantonese if they're around Cantonese speakers often.
But yeah, but honestly, I think I might lean towards um, Korean though.
Korean.
Yeah.
What about you, Dean?
You guys already know. For you guys, it's like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It has to be French.
I'm not Italian.
Want to learn the baguette language?
Yeah, the baguette language. But no, in all serious, French does pique my interest as a language.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm just too lazy to learn it.
Is that your number one choice?
No, Japanese number one choice.
Okay. I was like,
definitely.
man, you almost got me there, bro.
Yeah, I think I got you there, sir.
For me, I'd also pick Japanese because that's like the country I'm most likely gonna see the most often outside of the U.S. of course.
It's very fun.
And as for me, I already dedicated like a year already to like French, so that would just mean like, according to the person's question, like if I had dedicated 2 years, I'd probably
you're halfway there.
I'm like
Yeah.
I'm like 60 to 70% comfortable when it comes to like the structure. It's just mostly just like vocab. And I think as long as if I do like some like kind of like online sessions where I talk to like French natives, I could probably like pick it up a lot faster. Because I notice like at first like it's slow, just like learning, but once you like start picking up, it's like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
So I would continue French, but I'm probably not gonna stick with just French because once I get to like conversational fluency, I would like to move on to Japanese.
For the memes, I'll do Russian.
Russian.
Yeah.
I would also do Russian. I want to be one of those people that knows like 10 different languages. So legit, my list is
So
like
a polyglot. Yeah, I think.
polyglot. Yeah. Like it would be like definitely first one would be French, second Japanese, third would be German, fourth would either be Russian or Khmer, just because like Khmer, like if I wasn't Cambodian, I would have zero interest in learning that language just because it legit sounds lame to me, just how it sounds, but it would make my family happy, so I guess I would do that, get that out of the way. So it's either like Russian or Cambodian.
You said it's called Khmer?
Khmer, yes. It's like Khmer. That's how it's spelled. And then I'd probably move on to Spanish or Korean. And then last two would be Mandarin and Cantonese.
Yeah, besides Russian, I might just go all Asian languages.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So
That works,
Korean, Thai, maybe learn Cantonese.
Trying to get the Thai ladies, huh, D?
Yeah, always.
Ladies, question mark.
Question mark.
Question mark.
Hey, you know, you never know, man. The Adam's apple's bigger than yours.
Yeah, I think for
Yeah.
Hey, it's 2028, no one judging.
yeah,
Love is love.
it's funny because
Well, Jeffrey, I'm not there for love, all right?
He's there for a good time.
Yeah.
He's there a good time in learning languages.
Bro, I did add a good note. Jeffrey likes big booty Latinas, man. That's
What?
why he's trying
Oh,
to
yeah?
learn Spanish.
that's not
I
wrong.
mean, to be fair, who doesn't though?
Yeah, it's also true.
Hola, chica. You got that fuego, fuego.
Oh my god.
That song.
Muy
No idea
grand.
how many times I've heard that song in the house.
I bet.
Yeah,
That's where I heard it from too.
yeah. All right, we are at an hour and 5 minutes.
Ah, nice.
Yes, sir.
You guys want to keep going? Or just want to call it here?
I'm gonna call it here for me.
Yeah, I think that was a good.
Yeah, it's a
Spot
good
that.
Yeah.
run.
Good.
All right. So, do the outro again.
Yes, sir.
All right. If you guys enjoyed the podcast, you guys can watch episodes 1 through 4 that are already uploaded on YouTube at the description below. The link is right there. If you help us get 100 subscribers, which I think may never happen at this point because we only gained 2 subscribers after promoting.
Hey, you never
So-
know. It's slow but steady.
But if we do, we can get our own custom URLs. It won't be that random assortment of letters right there. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, whenever this gets uploaded, then you can watch us live every Wednesday evening. We'll try to do it around 7 p.m. PST every time, but sometimes, we're a little late
It's a hit or miss.
because of circumstances.
Yeah.
Life happens.
Yeah. Then, we start a little later. Yeah, but around that time, hopefully every week. Yeah, it's at twitch.tv/the_Nincompoops for the live stream. And don't forget, if you're still listening at the end, if you want to react to anything we've said, don't feel shy to leave a comment on our YouTube channel videos. That way we can see what you guys say, or what you guys react to our thoughts and things we say and all that stuff. That makes it a lot more fun for everybody if we have a little small community going on. And for those of you who are chatting in the Twitch chat, thank you for adding, your own reaction inputs. That makes things a little bit more fun for us too. And yeah, we'll be back next week.
Right.
Anything else you guys want to add?
Bye. Fuck you.
Wow,
Good day,
no,
everyone.
Have a
I don't know
beautiful
about
time.
that. See you guys.